I need the lateral.
Nope.
No.
No. Now, every once in a while, somebody will order ribs plus a full chest. Like you'll have two separate orders. One will be a chest x-ray and ribs. In that case, you'll do the chest x-ray with the lateral and then you'll do the rest of the rib exams. Got it?
Copy and paste the PHS.
Copy and paste, yep, copy and paste. So, but if it's just a ribs ordered, you throw in the chest x-ray with that and it all goes in that order. We understand? Okay. We're gonna go right into just ribs for now. So for me personally, when I do these, I start out with my, if people can walk, I start with my PHS first and then I go right into my obliques because I'm already at 72. And I personally like to do my ribs at 72. So you can choose how you want to do that. It's up to you. So 14 by 17. Well, where's their pain, Richard? Today?
Your paint is in the back.
Pain in the back on which side?
Left side.
Left side. Okay, so pain on the left. Flip this closer a little bit there. Okay, pain's on there. Left side here in the back, let's say just below their scat. So what's our first rule?
Side of pain close to the board.
Okay, so my side of the pain to the board. What's my next rule?
Move the spine away from the side of pain.
Spine out of the way, so which way do I turn them?
To the left.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn them into a LPO. Okay, so I'm gonna turn them into an LPO. And then my third rule?
CR.
I'm gonna put my central ray on the side that hurts. So, hit my leg there. Yeah. Oh, that's much better. So I'm gonna just calmly this in just a little bit. So I got my light, it's gonna be up above, here's their shoulder, so imagine there's flesh here, so I got my light up above there, right? Just at where your shoulders meet your neck. Okay, so I know I'm above manubrium, I'm getting that first rib on, down here. Jordan, I'm gonna have you hit that when I need it. My collimation though, if you check it out, my central ray right now is about, let's see, here-ish. So I'm just gonna scoot them over a little bit to make sure it's on the left side. My collimation, it looks like I'm getting half of these ribs here, doesn't it? But that's not how I have to think. How I have to think is my ribs start where? At vertebrae. So realistically, what I have to think in my head is, am I getting the vertebrae on over here? Don't look here and think, oh, I got too much of these ribs. Because if I shorten this up, collimate me in. If I collimate it in to just go to sternum, what happens to these ribs over here by the vertebrae? I cut them off and now I'm not getting them on. So open me back up. So it's gonna look as though I'm cutting about half ribs here, but really I have to think in my head, where's my vertebrae? And I have to get the vertebrae in over. Make sense? Okay. So this hand though, I'm not gonna leave it sitting down. It's gonna go up there on their hip like that, out of the way. So I'm gonna branch that difference. Go ahead and collimate me in now. Left to right. Stop. So here's their armpit. Imagine they got flesh there. Here's their armpit. I might go an inch out, and then my central ray is here, and I'm basically thinking of this like from vertebrae to outside of T9 rib. So again, it's going to be about an inch past their pit, right? And you're getting vertebrae on. Does that make sense? Look at the back. Look at the back here. Look at the shadow it makes on that. That's how those ribs are going to look. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, Josh, where's my next pain? We'll do another one. We'll do another oblique.
Right.
Right side, upper, anterior, posterior. Anterior, okay. What's my rules?
Side of pain closer to the board.
So I pain towards the board, so I'm gonna put their right side, that's this side, up towards the board. Okay, now what?
Move spine away.
Spine out of the way. So my pain currently is right here. I want to move this away from this pain. So I'm going to move him in what position?
LAO.
RAO. What's my third rule?
Scenario.
Side of pane, so my center ray needs to go on the right side. So right now, as you see on my hands here, 'cause I know it's kind of difficult to see, you see it, come on out. So you can see where my center ray is right now, right? It's on the right side of the ribs. What do I need to include?
Vertebrae.
Vertebrae to,
An inch out
and
from
then
the.
this arm goes up here. Make sense?
So PA obliques, they go up,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, obliques go up.
and the other ones go down.
Other ones, no, they just,
Oh, hip on the.
yeah, yeah, it's as long as it's out
Out
from
of
it.
the way.
Yeah. Make sense? So notice, hit that light again. Notice I'm not on this portion of the ribs. See what I'm saying to you? Okay, so in this view, I'm getting a general view of it, right? About 2/3 the ribs. Now, every once in a while, you're gonna get a place they're gonna want what they say, both obliques. They're not talking about bilaterals. They're not asking you to get this portion. What they're asking you now is, because we've taken a general view of from sternum up to about this point, right now I'm not seeing next to these vertebrae very well on my image. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna turn them in the opposite oblique, and where is my central ray still gonna be? It's still gonna be on the same spot, on the right side, and it's gonna look short. So look at my, hit my leg again. Do you see how this looks here? See how it looks real short? I got vertebrae, and then I just got real short pieces of ribs, just like this. They're not real elongated. That's the vertebral section close to the ribs that I missed on the first one.
So you just, put.
I just turn them in the next, in the opposite oblique, but where's my center ray? That's the big point here, because too many people will be like, oh, this is where I need to be. This is the wrong side. I'm taking a view of from this sternum to this rib. Get it? Kayla? You don't look convincing.
So you just rotate them up more for the.
You just do an opposite
You
oblique.
just go the opposite way.
One's an
Oh.
You do the first set, which you know you do
LAO.
all the time. You do that first set of ribs. If your site wants both obliques on that right side of
You
ribs,
keep it anterior and just switch it from the
you
left
just
to the right.
turn their side. You just, instead of doing the LPO, that one you're going to do an LAO, you're going to do an RAO. You keep that center ray on the side that you're doing. If you're doing right ribs, your center ray is going to be
right.
on the right, even though it's gonna look weird. So let me get somebody in here, that I can show you that's a person. Bennett, you can. Okay, so same place, turn around here. So, where was our pane? I'm gonna move you. Pane's here. Okay, so what do we do?
Side.
Turn them around.
Pane towards the board, so go up against the board, that's my first move. Okay, what's my second thing?
Spine away.
Here's the spine, his pain was here, I'm gonna move this away from his spine. So I automatically, that's gonna put him in an LAO. What's my third thing?
CR.
My center ray then is gonna be on
Side
his
pane.
right side, because that's the side that I'm taking a picture of, that's a right ribs is what was ordered. So you see where my center ray is, I'm gonna move you around here just a little bit. Move me up. Sarah, move me up. Okay. Now open me up just a hair. Stop. Okay. So right now here's the spine. I know that I have my collimation to the side of his spine, correct? And I'm just gonna kind of look and see where I am here. Here's his armpit, and I got a little bit of light. I might just move him just a hair over. So, because I know that this is the biggest part of his ribs. So right now, that's my shot. How do we mark this?
Side closest to the
R.
No, it's
Right.
not what I'm taking a picture of.
The right side.
Right now, I'm gonna take my right marker and I'm gonna stick it right there. Remember, there's a couple caveats to that rule. Normally, we put side down. Does everybody understand that? Okay, so if I'm an Elkhart General and they want both obliques of the right side ribs, right side ribs is ordered.
You can, it's your LAM.
He's gonna do it.
Now,
Alright.
I'm gonna put this arm down. Turn him, turn him. Put this arm up. Where's my central ray still?
Sneeze
On the right
side.
side.
On the right side. I still have to get this. So here's his spine. Here's his sternum. I'm gonna find that sternum. Okay, I'm gonna be, it's about here. Here's the edge of his ribs, and I'm gonna shoot that, because what I'm looking for is these ribs right here next to his vertebrae.
So you're actually your CR on the R. Okay, here we go. So it's like, okay, an
Make
inch or
sense?
two over.
And you still mark the right.
I'm still marking it right.
Yep.
Make sense? Okay, but normally you're only gonna have to do that first oblique. Normally, most of our sites only need the one oblique. Some of them need both. But remember, again, if it's of the right side, you better be putting that CR
On the right side.
on the right side. Got it? Okay, thank you. So am I done with obliques? Does everybody understand obliques? Yes?
Yes.
If I need to do lowers, lower obliques, I can bring those in if I want, if I can bring those into 40, because I'll just use a 10 by 12. Right? I can just bring them on into 40, throw them AP. If it's on his right side, that was where his pain was, I'm just oblique him right. Same idea. Where's my vertebrae though?
Away from the.
It's, if you think about it, because I'm angled, it's not gonna be where my belly button is. It's gonna be kind of over here, isn't it? Because you have to think, here's their belly button, their spine's gonna be over here. So you're gonna want to have split that light, that collimation light, a little farther over in order to get the vertebrae on. Now again, this is a tech choice. You don't have to do oblique lowers. It's only if maybe you have to throw it in because maybe you suspect you didn't get a very good oblique, you know, it was a lower site of pain, kind of more axillary. Those are hard to get. And you thought, well, maybe if I throw in an oblique in a different technique, a different central ray, maybe I'll see something better. That's more of a tech choice. It's not required.
So your CR is kind of like opposite in the LPO and RPO. I mean, it's the same, but it's opposite because you're on the other side of the vertebrae. Correct? Am I correct with that or no? Am I way off? Can I throw the light on you real quick?
Say that to me one more time, so
Okay,
I
so-
understand how you're saying it.
So you're in your AP right now.
This is AP.
Okay, and if you're in an RPO, okay, where's the,
My site is still on my right side.
but the CR, it was kind of like what I was seeing is that your CR was actually back over here on this side.
No,
Okay, so it is
it's
over
always
this.
gonna be on
Okay.
the side that you need to shoot.
Good clarification, because it looked to me like, maybe it's because I'm where I'm sitting.
It might
I
be
don't
where
know.
you're sitting, cause, yeah, it's always
Okay.
gonna be on the side where you shoot. Now, the side of the collimation
Is on the other side.
looks
yeah.
like it's on my left because I need to include the spine with it, and because I'm turned, that spine turns this way, right?
So, yeah, okay.
Make
Gotcha.
sense?
Yep.
Okay. How big? Drag me 40 there.
So the obliques, are we doing them at 72 or 40?
Your choice. I don't care. That's up to you. But just remember, if you do them 40 with me and you're doing it in lab, you better give me a 40 SID technique. If you're doing them at 72, you better be giving me a 72-inch technique. Because it's gonna matter. It's gonna matter. All right. So now I just have to do AP uppers AP or PA uppers, and then AP lowers. So let's say my pain was still here. Anterior. So how do I do that?
Yeah.
Flip over. Yep. There you go. Flip them around. It's still on the right side. I'm going to scoot you a little bit to your left. So my AP uppers, excuse me, PA uppers, because his pain was in the front. Again, my third rule is to what?
CR.
I just gotta put this
inside
on the
body.
side that I'm shooting. Do I have to turn them though? I don't, cause it's not an oblique. Where's my side margin collimation lights? Here's his spine. See how it's just to the left? I'm making sure I get it in, and then I'm getting over to here. Where do I put his arm? I can either put it up like this, or I can put it on his hip. Either way, I'm okay with it. Right marker. If his pain, I'm gonna scoot you back out. Let's say that his pain is left posterior. Come on back in. How do I put him up there? His back right up against there. I gotta do the left side, that's this side. Move you. Sorry. There's his sternum, here's his armpit. Put your hand on your head. Right there's his armpit. I know that T9 rib ain't gonna go up much farther than where this armpit lasts. Now, let's say he's fat. Far stretch for Bennett, but let's say he's fat, okay? Don't freak out and think that you have to get all of that in. Where do his ribs go? Do his ribs go all the way out to there?
No.
No. I'm gonna find his armpit again, and if I have to, I might go an inch past that, but that's all I need. You won't need to go much farther. So, right here's the sternum. I'm gonna scoot him just a little bit. Stop. I'm making sure I got manubrium, just a little bit over. At this point, I'm gonna keep moving you around here. Let me move you, just lean. And then I'm gonna collimate in left to right a bit. Left marker. Question on that? That's uppers. No question? Still 14 by 17s, haven't changed anything yet.
And what's the technique?
That one for him, probably about 72 at 15. Maybe 12. Okay, any question yet? All right, what's my next one?
Lowers.
Lower, son. What I'm gonna do is just drop this straight on down. I can use a 10 by 12 on him. I'm gonna poke at you. Okay. Poke it in. Right there's his iliac crest. I found his crest. I found midline. So what do I need to do?
Bottom of the light at crest.
I got a 10 by 12 in. So I'm putting the bottom of my light at the top of his crest. And then I'm gonna scoot him over that way until I find midline. Here we go. All right there. And then arm again out, like on the hip. And then you can mark it. I like to mark mine down low, because if you mark it up high, you might get that in the middle of ribs. So mark it down low in the corner. Question on that? It's not hard. Find the bottom, find the midline. Put your cassette there. If he's fat, how do I move it?
2 inches up.
I'm just gonna go 2 inches up, and everything else is the same, except I might put this in crosswise. Get it? Any question? Ribs are not that hard. Go by the rules I tell you to do, and you'll get it every time. Those 3 rules are really important. And if you wonder about them, let's say you get a set of ribs in and you're freaking out, go to your Bible, because I'm going to make you write those 3 rules in your Bible, right? Write them in. And then just think about it in your head. Okay, pain, there. I'm going to rotate them, spine away. My central ray goes on the side that is ordered. If it's right or if it's left. Got it? Sternum. So I'm going to start out with his RAO sternum first, just because I already have it at 40 inches. And that's a 10 by 12 length.
Do we leave it open to a
Yes. I typically do. Again, they're going to be super ugly. Your image ain't going to look like this. So you got a 10 by 12 like this, and you're going to see ribs kind of like that. And then you're going to see look like that, and then you're going to see vertebrae right next to it like that. That's what it's gonna look like. Now, if you see it that nice, you better pat yourself on the back. Because most of the time, because their heart is gonna fit about right there over that like that. Maybe not that big, of course. But it's gonna fit real nice, and what you have to look for, what you're specifically looking for is like a kid's Christmas tree. You know when they come home and they've cut out their little Christmas tree on your stuff, it looks like this.
Holly leaves.
Right, like a little leaf, right? That's exactly what you're looking for, that little sharp. So that's how you find it. That's how I find it. I don't look for a sternum. I look for those stupid shapes. And then I can figure out the sternum from there. Because nothing else looks like that. Okay? Nothing else does. You hit my thing. Alright. So what position are we going to be in already?
Oreo.
Oreo, so I'm going to turn him 15 or 20 degree.
Oh, for him, it's gonna be.
20.
20. He's skinny, so I'm going to put him at a 20 and you're at a 45. Okay. Here is his spine, and so I want to make sure that my central ray is going to be to the left of that. So I'm going to scoot him just a hair. Here's his spine. Should be like that. So I know that his sternum is in the front. I got it superimposing over the heart. I'm going to poke at you. Right now, I'm feeling his manubrium. I know that I've got my light just a hair above that manubrium, and then it'll get everything on down. Difficult? Pretty easy, right?
On technique.
About the same as Rift. I'll probably do about 72-ish, 15 on him. The only thing I would step out. Would you step out? I know in my head what a 10 by 12 looks like, so I could do that on him, even on his back. Now imagine he's big and barrel chested. Can you hand me a sponge in there, please? No, give me the booby ones. Yeah. Yeah, give me the booby ones. There you go. Okay, Bennett's got boobs. Right on, sure. Bennett's a girl. For a minute. There you go. Bennett's got
He must have a push-up
good
bra.
boobs. Okay, Bennett's got boobs. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So what's going to happen is you're going to turn this person with big old boobs or a big old barrel chest towards, right? Do your 20 inches or 20 degrees to the film. Notice how that got smaller because they are farther away. So even if they're even bigger, I'm going to back you up just here. You see how it gets smaller? And you're going to be like, oh my God, that's so small. Now stop. Just literally, how much did I open that?
Not
Not very
very.
much.
This much on his back, but a whole hell of a lot on that image. So before you set this up, if you don't know by just experience, and you won't for a while, come in first before you put them together and do a 10. Okay, I got it at a 10 by 12. And personally, I like to take my right marker and I stick it right here, right now. Or my left, I'll put my left marker right here. I might even do both. Everybody understand? So make sure you put this out there first and then set them in it. Okay? So that way you're not spreading that wide open. Don't freak out. It's an illusion. Okay, next one is what? Now I'm going to do my lateral. I'm going to drop this out to 72. I'm still going to have a 10 by 12. Now come on in. Now you're going to ask your patient, it's not arms up, and it's going to be arms down to the side and just back, okay? So on him, I can take a look at his sternum. It's right here. I'm going to pull the shoe just a bit. So here's manubrium. I need the top of my light to be above that. Drop me down just right here. Stop. Top of my light. Stop. Where the hell's the bottom? Here it is.
Way down.
Way down. You are one. That's what you said. That's bad. All right. So my center. They're not so loud. Don't do that one. Let's not do that one. Okay. So my central ray is going to be here. It's going to like a tangential shot. You guys remember that word, tangential? What does that mean?
Skimming.
I'm going to kind of skim through. Because I know that his sternum is literally right up against that skin. It's right there. I'm not gonna push him, this is not a lateral chest. This ain't gonna work. This is about right. Now, you got boobs again. Remember how we talked about earlier in lecture? Somebody's got boobs, and a lot of you are gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna do that. It's not a mammogram. I'm not taking a picture of their boobs. Here's his sternum. Here. So, when you take a picture of somebody and they might have a huge boob chest, right? Find where their manubrium is and just imagine it going almost straight down to just a little bit of an angle. And then you should be able to figure where that is out. Got it? And every once in a while, I'll have a woman, like somebody, you know what I'm talking about when they have just the huge boobs like this. I just have them put their finger here. So when they turn their finger like this, so I can see where this is, if they put their finger kind of where their cleavage line is, in between their cleavage, I know where their sternum is and I can line my central ray up accordingly. And don't even look, like try not to even look at where boobs are, because it is like an illusion. You're not centering on those. Make sense? Okay. At 72 inches, you do have to worry about increasing your dose, because you were just at 40 inches for the RAO, so you're gonna have to increase your dose out at 72. You will see some people do this. And I know it looks like I just angled that wrong. Does it look like I angled that wrong?
Sure does.
Sure does, doesn't it? But, if I angle it the other way, it shortens from here to here,
Sure does.
doesn't it? If I angle it the opposite direction, remember from corner to corner is longer, isn't it? Oh, step out for just a second. I got that screwed up.
You twisted the other way.
I switched it the wrong way. There we go. Okay, back in. So I'm not going to go with the sternum. I'm not going to go with the sternum like this, because now I've made it shorter from this point to this point. And he's got a pretty long sternum. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put that back right. I'm going to go the opposite way. And now I'm going from long point to long point. Is that all right? And
Yeah.
every once in a while, somebody's going to do what? How are they going to do it? How are they going to put that in there? They're going to match the film in there with the Bucky like they used to do a hit. So occasionally you'll see an old tech do that. That's all right. You don't have to. It just looks pretty. And they might get somebody who's longer sternum-wise than somebody shorter. Yes?
That saves you a whole other shot.
It saves you a whole other shot. Yeah.
How's that?
Like if you clip it, then you have to hold it.
Mhm. Because, I mean, honestly, I'm going to focus you. Here's manubrium on him. Here's xiphoid on him. Pretty long. It's pretty long.
So with that, would you ever do a 14 by 17 then, and could just cone in?
The only thing with that, and as I've showed you, when you go from a 10 by 12 to a 14 by 17, you have huge loss of detail, and that bone is already literally the width of your pinky.
Okay. So you prefer 2 pictures then, opposed to?
I'm gonna try to get that on one. I'd probably do that
Okay.
with 10 by 12.
Say you miss it though, you would prefer 2 pictures opposed to the
If I
cone
clip
in?
something, I'm just gonna throw another 10 by 12 on it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna shoot another full 14.
You're gonna get what you clipped.
I'm gonna get what I clipped. Just like you do cut on a chest X-ray. Most of the time, you don't have to shoot a whole new thing. You just maybe do lowers.
Like if you have like the idea that, oh, that he's definitely gonna be off, you would prefer to just do 2 10 by 12s though?
No.
You would just do 1?
I'm gonna do one, see if I can get them all on.
Okay.
But I'm gonna make sure that I get at least one end on. Because I don't wanna clip both ends and then have to do 2 more, because then I've done 3 shots. So I'm gonna make sure I definitely at least get the top. And then if I have to do another one, if I clip the bottom, I'll throw another one in. But to me, a 14 by 17, what's the point? It's like doing a finger on a 14 by 17. You would never do it. You have no detail. So, and again, you're gonna see some techs do it. And it's gonna look terrible. It's not gonna look good. Questions on that sternum?
Technique.
No? Good? All right, table. Somebody wanna grab scuba? And throw me that backboard there, would you?
What did you say the technique was? What's the technique for a lateral sternum?
At 72 for me, probably like 20 to 25.
What did you say?
Mine was probably about 70 something at 20 to 25. Thank you much.
Those look good on you. You should wear them. The way they look good on you.
What? No, that's the.
Or just the one.
That's the that comes into this